jumping out the sky. 40,000 only for tonight. 'Cause I love when we fly. Running for my life, I just jumped out the sky. I'm free falling to be honest, I feel so alive. I've been trapped up inside, now I'm all taking flight. I hope I can hold on this moment for life. And no, if I go, I might be losing control. Better hold on to what I know. If I don't, will you stand by me, or will I have to jump all alone? No parachute, it's just me and you. I just need to know if you see it through as we're falling out the sky, jumping out the sky, 40,000 on a paradise. 'Cause I love when we fly. The sun just hit you right, 100 Fahrenheit, and only for the night we can jump out the sky, out the sky, out the sky, out the sky, yeah, yeah. Out the sky, out the sky, out the sky, yeah, yeah. I just need to know. Can you tell me, can you tell me? I just need to know if you see.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Excited to have you with us right here on the Betting News Network. This is the All Sauce team. That is Vsauce. That is Sookbrar, a.k.a. Jess Sook. I'm going to have to start calling you by your real name, V. I don't know how you feel about that.
No, my real name is V. That's the beauty of this.
Oh, the beauty of this is actually if we're gonna say V's name the proper Indian way, or if we're gonna say it the white way. That's the
What
real
is the-
one.
What's the
We need to
proper
hold the
Indian
lecture on
way?
how to roll some R's. You know what I mean? You gotta roll some R's.
I know how to roll my R's.
His SPJ, I will say you can probably nail it, but his wife actually does cringe that we call him Varun. She does not like that pronunciation.
Is it Varun? Or is it
It's Varun.
Varun?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
like a subtlety to it.
Got
My
it.
dogs are going ballistic right now. I have no idea why.
They don't like Varun either. They like V. So we'll stick with V for now.
They like the sauce.
They like the
They like the
sauce.
sauce.
Indeed. My name's SPJ. Excited to have you guys with us. Thanks for stopping by. To finish off your week, this week has really felt like the dog days of summer. Like, we had the all-star breaks of the WNBA and the MLB. Baseball is back today. There's been baseball going on throughout the day. But it actually feels like officially like we are in the little pause before we jump into the craziness that is the fall. Football right around the corner. A lot of teams going on their training camps going into next week. So we're sniffing around the corner, but it's starting to feel like this dog days of summer, but we're still rocking and rolling with you guys right here on the network. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Twitch, or if you're watching us on X, thanks for tuning into this content. If you're following us on YouTube, you've been getting involved with a couple more of our videos. We dropped the violence report video last night. Sook and myself got to do a whole bunch of head nodding while Trizzy gave us all the analysis of what's going to go down in the Bayou this weekend. And then you've got some AFC North and NFC North previews on YouTube as well. Go check those videos out. Give a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to get involved. The sauce. Bob knows the vibes.
Chat, you know how we know we're serious? They found a way to keep me out of the NFC North talk. So make sure you guys go check out these videos. They have been fantastic, especially the fight night preview. I've got some qualms about that NFC North break.
I asked SPJ
like you.
if we should
You yourself,
include the
man.
sauce man, and he said, hey, this is an informational video. This is for the people to know the transactions, the movements, what's going on. 75% informational, 25% our opinions. And I really think V would have thrown that ratio off.
Oh, 100%. This is what I mean. I just want chat to know that we're serious here when we talk about these things. So make sure you guys peep the videos you guys have been posting. They've been fantastic content, and they just get you ready and in the mood for some football talk. In the morning, brushing your teeth and Sook and SPJ in your ear talking AFC, NFC North. What? Come on.
What else could you want? We're going to do every single breakdown of every division, so look out for that over the next couple of weeks. Shaggy also wrote about both divisions at bettingnews.com if you want to go peep his scribbles. But football's around the corner. We've been doing our previews of top 10 wide receivers, top 10 running backs, top 10 quarterbacks, and everything like that. So go check out all the content that we've got for you guys available. We're trying to have more and more, so hope you guys are enjoying it and consuming it in all the different ways. Like you said, V, if you're brushing your teeth, if you're working. When I actually used to work when I was a delivery guy for Amazon during the middle of the pandemic, I consumed so much sports content. And I loved listening to podcasts of sports talk all throughout the day when I was working my job. And like, I know a lot of our listeners have other jobs doing all types of things. I know one guy tunes in and he delivers mail. And it's like, that's the type of content that we want to create for you guys now, stuff that you can listen to while you're at your job, while you're working, that's going to help you, entertain you, but also
so you feel like you're always with your buddies.
Exactly. You feel like you're hanging out with your homies, talking sports, kicking it, and hopefully making some money along the way. That's the vibes. So
yeah, the shows are always nice too for some daily bets, but throwing that stuff on, getting ready for football season. I know everybody's already doing the mock drafts. Everybody's deep inside of it. I'm posting Hugo Gonzalez highlights on the timeline. It's the dog days of summer.
Betsky's already polishing his fantasy knob. He's ready to go.
Yep. Oh, he's very ready. It was nice to have Betsky yesterday on Betspresso too. That was fun. Yeah, but BDOT gets it. Informative, unbiased sports opinions. Get me through work. See? Well, we try to do the informative part. The unbiased is starting to get a little wavery around these parts sometimes, but we can't help it. Hello, Kanika. What's going on?
She just wants summer league bets. She was mad about Portland and the Hornets, and she was like, "How come you didn't tell me these bets?" I said, "Stay tuned, bitch. Check out the show."
Don't you have the notifications on? Come on. I won't use the word "sucked" but
I can use that word. I can do it. I'll get away.
Oh man, shit! When I come to Calgary, you might be on the couch. I might not be.
You guys might be cuddling on that couch.
No, for real. We will give you guys some bets. Today we're going to talk about Summer League. Sook has a couple Summer League plays for you guys. V has some stuff on the diamond. Let's go, Ron. Ron, drop some PLL for the kids. Drop PLL in the chat again tonight, Ron, so we can get involved with that action for you guys. Then the rest of the show, I also have a couple of plays. It's the 3-point competition for the WNBA All-Star game. I'm not a huge All-Star game person. Don't like them in any particular sport. But, of course, I've got a couple bets for you guys if you want to sprinkle some fun on the 3-point competition. We'll get to that. And then at the rest of the show, we are going to go through and break down who we think are going to win the NBA superlatives going into the season. Still a lot of time, but the lines have dropped for MVP, MIP, often Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year. So we're going to talk about all of those awards, give you guys some of our angles that we look at and what we're kind of seeing, some bets that we feel like either already have beans on now or stuff that is worth the value. And guys, looking at some of these lines just to tease a little bit, dude, there's some sick value out there for some guys. Like really nice value on some that we're going to get to and talk about with you guys in a little while. So stick around.
I made my picks and then checked the odds after, and checking the odds after made me super, super excited for pesky Portland.
Dude, for reals. For real. We're going to talk about some of that the rest of the show. So stick around. You guys will probably we might convince you guys to maybe sprinkle some stuff with us, because the odds, as we know with these award competitions, before the start of the season, they're going to change. And then as we get into the season, they're going to shift around a lot. So if you guys want to lock in some stuff on days like today where there's not a lot of stuff to bet on, you came to the right place. But let's give you guys some stuff to bet first, and then we'll spend the rest of the show talking superlatives. Let's go to the diamond first. Welcome back to the MLB. No, let's not go to V first. We'll go to Summer League since Sook's wife asked for it. Straight to Summer League we go, and get after it with what Sook has. So what's the moves with the Summer League tonight? Great call on the Hornets yesterday. You had a lot of people tapped in, which was dope. Eddie also was on it too at bettingnews.com. So you guys are on the same page there. That was an easy smack. I wish. Did you ladder it? Did you ladder the spread? Because that 2.5 was free.
I did not, because it was Summer League, so I was a little afraid, but they needed to make up a point differential to make it into Saturday's meaningful games, and they actually did. So if you're tapped into Summer League today is the last of the games for the teams that will be eliminated. Tomorrow we will see consolation games and semifinals. But I'm going with a guy that has a lot to play for in the final game of Summer League. Darren Holmes, 15 plus points. It's plus money. He's a fantastic player, a supreme athlete for the Nuggets. He tore his Achilles in his rookie season and really has not found his foothold in the NBA. But this guy has weirdly talked about it being a blessing in disguise. 18 and 17 last time out. But the thing that surprised me is he took 3 3-pointers. His game is very much evolved. And knowing coming into this upcoming season, he will be the third center on that depth chart behind Jokic and JV. Darren Holmes knows that this is his last chance to make a lasting impression on NBA scouts, NBA executives, and his own roster. So give me Darren Holmes, 15 plus points for plus money. I'm surprised it's there where it is. A lot of these Summer League guys that are premier prospects they're only going to play 2 to 3 games. Darren Holmes, drafted later, got injured in his rookie year. He's not someone that the franchise is trying to protect. He's someone the franchise is trying to see what they have. I was very surprised at his volume from 3. So obviously this guy has expanded his game. So give me Darren Holmes, 15 plus points. They're going to take on the Lakers. Lakers, we know the front court depth is light, and even in Summer League, it is light. This is a guy with a floater in his game and with a 38, 39-inch vertical. So I'm very comfortable in this spot. I'm surprised I got this number. And it's Summer League, so everybody else be light, but your boy does have 1 unit on it.
All right now. Deron Holmes get involved with that in the Summer League. Any leans on some sides with some spreads in these games?
Sides and spreads will be weird tonight because none of these games mean anything. Some of these teams are playing their final game. I think that if you can snag some props, that might be your way to go. But leans and sides, I think, are a little bit weird tonight. With this, all these guys are going to go home after today.
Yeah. Okay. All right, fair enough. Well, then there you go. Just rock some Holmes love if you can find him, depending on where you're shopping. All right, anything else on the Summer League we want to talk about before we move to the Diamond?
Yeah, just tap in with the Raptors tomorrow. I think that they are the odds-on favorite with the Thunder. I've had that plus 2,000 ticket. It's like rolled all the way down to like plus 500 now. So if you like the Raptors, take the Raptors. They have Jacoby Walter. Some of these guys might sit with the Raptors, but even a Jemison Battle, who was a rotational player in the NBA, he'll dominate something like a Summer League Finals game. So tomorrow is the fun day, boys. Tomorrow's the 2 semifinals, the consolation game. I don't think we're going to see any Ace Bailey, but that's the thing. If you're a hoops junkie, go tap in, go check who are the Jemison Battles of the world that are rotational fringe guys that are still in Summer League, because those guys are changing. And tap in with Charlotte. Eddie, the albino rhino. He knows hoops. He knows everything. And I was happy to see him on the Hornets, who have kind of shocked everybody here. Obviously, Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball are their premier prospects, but Saladin and all these other guys have really kind of made a name for themselves going undefeated here and then making up that point differential to get into the semifinals. That's no small feat. So I don't know, boys. There's been no dog days for me. Maybe a week, but Summer League got started real fast for me in Utah and then in Salt Lake. And I've been watching the Big Three as well every weekend. Week 9 coming up this week. So I love basketball, and I have had no shortage of it.
It's nice to have. The WNBA has been great too. I know it's not been as fun for you specifically, but glad to have that back very soon as well. And yeah, no dog days. Football's right around the corner too, dude. So hey, all right now.
It feels like it's already here, considering the fact that we've already put out content.
Well, I mean, training camp starts next week for the entire NFL, so it's the snowball is about to go down the old hill, my man. So before V takes us to the Diamond, one thing I'd like to say, because B-Dot's in profile picture reminded me of this. 17 years ago today, one of my favorite movies premiered in The Dark Knight. So 17 years ago today, The Dark Knight came out, which is top 3 movie for me for sure. I watched it a lot. Actually, had it on last night. So 17 years. Can you guys believe it's been 17 years since that movie came out?
Dude, that sounds not real at all. I love that movie, I think, just as much as you do. I watch it all the time. It's like a comfort movie. You just throw it on and you enjoy it. But 17 years, man, I feel like an old man. I mean,
dude,
I guess
the Matt Damon, thing coming, like literally that was it. So for me, of him like getting old, like immediately that gif, that's how I felt.
Because you say that, did you see the NBA Summer League hoopers?
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick posters.
Yeah, awesome.
These young kids in Summer League, they're like, they asked them, what is the cutoff for UNC status?
UNC.
Like,
yeah, I saw this.
Anything before 99. What?
Bro, at that point, I'm grandpa. Like, come on now. I haven't been called UNC yet, so I feel like I'm doing okay, but it's coming.
Fuck, you guys suck. I was born in 01.
Okay, what the fuck? Fuck you, son.
Chat, come on now.
Oh my God, come on.
Bonnie Blue's asking questions. Hi, Bonnie. How's it going?
We'll get to you, Bonnie.
Oh, well, actually,
waiting in line.
Hey, there's a queue. I mean, For Bonnie, since we're not going to spend too much time talking about this, first of all, have you guys seen all the footage from how wacky and wild the fucking WNBA ladies got last night at the All-Star competition?
I did.
Oh
I
my
did.
Lord, these ladies went bananas, man. They got down and dirty with it. The fact that that's why I was I don't know what I'm going to do in this. I mean, what's going to happen the next couple of days? Are they going to be just like sweating liquor for the next 2 days, pretty much?
No, you just continue to drink. You know what I mean? You just continue the party going all weekend. I think this affirms the stereotype. Athletes love to party. It doesn't matter at what level or what it is. We've heard about the stories at the Olympic,
Pavilion. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the pavilion and places like that. Athletes love to party. It is what it is. You work hard and you play hard, and it's nice to see the ladies letting loose a little bit.
Hey, yeah. Caitlin Clark doing her best James Harden. I'm here for it.
I was gonna say, I hope all of our Friday nights are half the Thursday night that Caitlin Clark had.
I'll do my best, V. I'll do my best.
I'm also really glad that there's not been, I'm sure there's been somebody bitching about it, but no slander on the timeline of like, wow, they're supposed to be like athletes. Like, it's their midseason all-star pause. Like, let them go have some fun. All right. But there is the 3-point competition tonight, and Bonnie Blue, you don't have to wait in line any longer. It's your turn now. Welcome. I have 2 plays in this competition. Chat, again, this is a sprinkle. Both of these are like quarter units for me, a cup of coffee for both of these plays, and I have 2. Sabrina Ionescu is the favorite now. She was like plus, I think when we were talking about this with Kate Sook on Tuesday, I think she was like almost plus 200 because Caitlin Clark was still in the competition. Obviously, Clark is no longer in the competition, so Ionescu is now the overall betting favorite. She's like plus 112. That is no fun for me in these types of competitions. Miss me with that. Is she probably going to win? She should. But I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction. I went for value here. I just took 2. Again, these are quarter unit sprinkles. Have some fun if you would like to bet this competition. It should be fun. All of these ladies that are in this competition tonight are fantastic shooters. But as we've talked about with these 3-point competitions, shooting in a game versus shooting from a rack and moving is completely different. So take that with a grain of salt. It's similar to the home run competition. This is not like hitting home runs in a game. It's very specific. So I'm taking these 2 ladies, Alicia Gray for plus 380. Don't really understand why she's plus 380. She won this competition last year. So I don't really get why she's at such a nice plus value. So for her to go back-to-back, similar results as last season, maybe she wants to defend that title. She is an all-star starter this year, too. She's been playing fantastic. She's one of the best 3-point shooters in the entire WNBA from a percentage perspective. I don't see why this is plus 380. Maybe they're just really thinking Ionescu is going to mop the floor with everybody. But give me the girl who won this last year, like I said. And then I'm just going to sprinkle on Citron purely because she's a rookie. She's the highest odds or the lowest odds to win this. She is the not betting favorite whatsoever, but she's a hooper. She's 3rd best 3-point per shooting percentage in the entire WNBA this season. I did a little bit of research about this because you want to kind of find out if ladies have ever done or anybody's ever done a 3-point competition before, because it is a different skill. Like I said, taking balls off a rack versus just catching and shooting. And she said she's actually never done one before. But she's been actually practicing. She's been training for it a little bit because she wants to put up a decent performance. And hey, maybe she gets hot. I bet on her quite a bit throughout the season, shooting threes. She's one of, like I said, 3rd best 3-point shooting percentage this season. Not incredible volume, but I'll take a stab at plus 750. Maybe she gets out of the first round and then we can sweat it out. So again, this is a fun competition. Don't go putting a lot of money on this. This is just for a little bit of vibes to enjoy your Friday night. But I really like both of these lines. Lexi Hall is taking over for Caitlin Clark, so she's going to be filling that spot. Kelsey Plum had a terrible performance last year. She was awful in this competition. I could see her maybe bouncing back. And again, if you want to sprinkle on Ionescu at plus 100, basically, you go for it. But I'm going with Gray and Citron. Those are my 2 sprinkles if you want to have some fun in the WNBA 3-point competition tonight.
Plum doesn't have the form for it, just in my opinion. She has a janky form in general. She needs time, space, and flow. And like you said, picking it up off the rack is not something I think Kelsey's good at.
You know, she's a vibes player. Like she plays off of emotion and vibes and movement and feel of the game.
I saw her against the Mystics the other day. I talked about it, how like they're 13th in steals and blocks. Like she's gonna have a good vibe in that game, and she definitely did.
It's like Mikal Bridges. right? He might hit 6 threes, 7 threes. He's not a bad percentage guy if he gets hot, but you might also bet on him to hit 2 threes and watch him go 0 for 11 with 30 points. Like that happens too. You know what I mean? And he's not a guy you would think you want to put in the 3-point competition.
Yeah, well, interesting. I mean, again, Alicia Gray won this last year. She's got a nice form, but she was second to Jonquel Jones, who's she's a big. But
and
as
she
we've
won
known,
the skills as well, right?
Mm-hmm. She's in the skills this year too. So I didn't look at the skills competition. I don't really care about that. So I have no read on that. I like Skylar Diggins. Chat, if you want to bet Skylar Diggins to win the skills competition, you're getting like plus 300-ish value. This is kind of just me riding the it was either her or Courtney Williams. Now, Padge, I agree with you. I looked at Courtney, but I don't know if you saw the videos of Courtney last night. But Courtney got down with it. So Courtney could be a little hungover today, and I don't know.
Have you ever heard about a flu game?
I mean, bruh, I get it, but like to being hungover and have to like do a bunch of dribbling and running and shit, like sounds terrible. And I've been there. We've all been there. Like, horrible. I don't know, man.
This is not to be sexist either. I'm just saying women actually have less alcohol dehydrogenase, and because of less total body water, it takes them a lot longer to kind of detoxify the alcohol that they kind of put down.
Yeah, I mean, their BMI is a lot lower most of the time than men anyway, so that makes sense. You know what, V, which you'll be proud of us. On Wednesday, we had Kate Constable talking about the W. We taught her something. We taught a female. I did. Okay. I did. I taught her.
Did you? No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't. I didn't. We were talking about Cameron Brink, and I brought up how we had talked about Cameron Brink tearing her ACL when she was on her period, when she was on her cycle. And I told Kate, I was like, did you know that a lot of female athletes tear their Achilles or have have tendon injuries more often during their cycle? And she was like, are you kidding me? That's like crazy. I've never heard of this before. And so we talked about it. She was flabbergasted.
Her exact words were, "You know more about female anatomy than me."
That's sick.
I died laughing.
That's fucking sick.
It was hilarious. Yeah, science, exactly. It was so cool. And it was great because like we had talked about it, and you're a doctor, so you looked it up, and it is a real thing. So that was
That's
cool.
So dope.
So, yeah, it was dope. Yep. Also, we almost hit our 3-legger, but Kiki forgot she was playing at home. Maybe she got too rowdy with her friends the night before or something.
You know what the funny thing is, and I wasn't going to tell you this, but it hit for me because I didn't have WNBA PR, so I just went with Kiki 8 boards. So I hit in silence that day because I couldn't do the PR.
Well, thanks for telling me live in front of all of our friends instead of in our group chat. You could have just told me that.
You know, you're now in public. This is like a public.
Hey, at least it's not NZ just sending us slips that we didn't even know existed. Smacking. That's a different.
Or thing. When I bought Kawhi Leonard down for 19 points for no reason.
It wasn't 19 points. If it was, honestly, I would be less embarrassed. It was 15. You took him at 15.
Yeah, I bought it down to like minus 500 or something.
That's true. That's true.
I was offended.
Yeah, but it was cool having Kate on Tuesday. It was nice talking with her about the dub, and it was nice to teach her something about the female body, which she did not know. So that was cool too.
Kate is elite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really I was tuned in for a lot of that. I must have missed that part, but she was really dope. It was dope watching, and over 164 banged.
She also smacked. She texted me this and said, "Wow, our lotto got really close too, because we only needed Clark for like a plus. It was like plus 1,800. I think we needed Clark like 4 more assists for that to smack as well. Yeah, 3 more. No, we didn't ask her about that, Prindy. We left that one alone.
Excuse me.
Maybe you don't remember this conversation about the gummy bear tits?
I'm blanking. I don't know how I'm blanking.
It's one of the different types of fake titties. It's gummy bears.
Oh yeah, I remember this conveation.
Why am I blanking on this?
You guys remember the menstrual conversation, but you don't remember the gummy bear tits conversation?
No, I remember this. It's ringing a vague bell.
Yeah. This was me explaining to you that there's a couple different types of boob jobs that you can get, and one of them is called the gummy bear, and it's the way that it's like the type of stuff that they use to fill the tata, you know.
Oh my god, dude! Some people know random astronomy facts. SPJ just knows the female body.
Hey man, there are worse things to know. I've been around a few times. All right, now let's keep it moving. So there's some WNBA plays tonight. If you want to dabble on the WNBA, the All-Star game is tomorrow. We will talk about it a little bit on Betspresso tomorrow, so we'll dive into that some. I think NZ might be posting some content for the 3-point competition tonight. I don't know. NZ's on vacation.
Eddie will be for sure. So make sure you check out bettingnews.com. Eddie will be filling out some stuff for you.
All right now. All right now.
Yeah, that's true. I might have been low brain cells that day, boys. Might not have registered.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
that makes sense.
When producer Sook is in the shadows, he listens 90% of the time. Which shout out to you for listening to 90% of the time in the shadows.
Hey, I'm mostly looking for my chance at a dick joke or a gif or some sort of information I can bring to the people.
I have a request from the chat, and then we're going to give you guys some MLB bets, and then we're going to jump in and talk about the superlatives. Request from the chat. You and I can talk about this. They've asked for more like things that they can use for their little bit points that they have in Twitch. It's something that we'll have to talk about on how we can give them some more things to use their bit points, because apparently a lot of them have a lot of them. So we'll have to talk about that and figure that out.
Okay.
So if you're watching us on another platform, you don't know what any of that means, but come and hang out with us on Twitch. It's fun too. Yeah, Patch has a lot of coins. A lot of you guys have a lot of coins that want to get used. They can buy stuff, like tell us to do things, or like use them to like highlight comments and stuff. It's fun Twitch thing.
Sounds like a talk your talk thing. Get SPJ to like give some grandfather wisdom.
Yes, more redemptions indeed. All right.
No gritties.
Or we can tell.
No gritties.
Really?
Gritties.
Why? Why not?
No,
why? I don't understand. That would be crazy. Why would that be a thing?
SPJ's finger is way too fast on that trigger.
Hey now.
All right now.
Oh.
Also, we installed this GIF, and I'm really happy that we have this now. This is pretty cool.
Is that kid still cool?
He is. The Boom guys are not cool anymore, but they've kind of latched onto the Rizzler, so yeah, whatever.
What about this kid? That kid's still a thing?
I don't know who that is.
What are you
doing?
Oh,
some kid that got a haircut and then did some weird things with his fingers, and then Shane Gillis got that Buffalo Bills wide receiver to do it after a touchdown. No?
All right. Since you mentioned Shane Gillis, before V gives us some baseball plays, what did you guys think of Shane Gillis's opener for the ESPYs? Did you guys watch the ESPYs, or did you watch Shane Gillis?
I'll go first because I'm a giant comedy guy and also a giant ESPYs guy. I think the ESPYs could be a way bigger thing than they are. I usually do tune in. I watch highlights. Like, it's always been a thing since I was a kid. At first, I got really sad that like hockey was kind of left off the boat, but now like the ESPYs tried something. Whether you like Shane Gillis or you don't like him, he made edgy jokes. They went for something. And I think that's always worth something. And it was kind of funny that he was just like, oh, you guys hate me. So like he felt the room. Some of his jokes didn't land. Me personally, as a comedy guy and as a ESPYs guy, I was happy that they went for something. Whether you like it or not, you can develop your own opinion. But I'm just happy that the broadcast tried something.
Yeah, I didn't watch the entire broadcast, but I saw some highlights of Gillis. I thought he was pretty funny. I would say the Epstein joke landed pretty hard, and that was a nice chuckle for me. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed that one probably a little bit more than others, but I thought he did a good job. It was funny. People were talking about it, and the whole point of it is you're making fun of people in the room. The jokes aren't always gonna land because people are afraid to laugh at each other, right? So sometimes I feel like there were some moments where he was kind of like hit by that. But if you're making these jokes in a room full of just people that are laughing, you get a little bit of a different reaction. So kudos to him for keeping his composure. And then pointing at Drewski talking about the after party was insane. That was insane.
I think a lot of it too is before SPJ go is that like we've had Will Arnett in this spot. We've had a lot of safe choices in this spot. We had Shane Gillis talk about Epstein, SPJ, everybody around him being in SGA, everybody around him being in foul trouble, just sitting there. The fake out with the WNBA player with his best friend, Matt. Like he had some funny bits that's like, guys, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot to be stressed about. I don't think he made anything that crossed the line. But what do you think, Daniel? DC.
First of all, I absolutely hate award shows. I don't know. B-Dot said that in the chat. Oh yeah. Even when I was acting, like I hated the Oscars, don't like the Emmys, don't like the Tonys, never liked any of those. I just don't find them entertaining. I just, it's, especially it's gotten to the point now where like they're all just so try hard with all the social media stuff around it that it's just such bullshit to me. So I don't really like them anyway. Never been a fan of the ESPYs in general. Like if the people that you give athletic awards to most of the time, they get the awards in the leagues that they play in. So like that was the celebration of them. Why do we have to do it from like ESPN's perspective, especially because ESPN sucks ass now? I will say that I agree with you on the fact that they tried something. They swung for the fences. They tried to, hit with the times and be edgy and fit that. And I agree with you that obviously comedy is supposed to be something that pushes the envelope, and you have to have comedy usually tells the story that you can only say in group chats that you don't feel comfortable with, and comedians can get away with that type of stuff. But there was some stuff that I thought maybe should have not been said, especially with the state of like, yeah, I mean, I had no issue majorly. I didn't watch it live because, again, I don't like it. But I saw all the clips, and they got what they wanted out of it. Everyone clipped the shit out of it. And, it's one of those deals. The one thing I will say, though, before we cap this off, I didn't expect to talk about this, but I haven't talked about it since then. And you guys are the ones I like talking stuff with. So I hate Drewski so much. Like, I hate that guy. I really don't like him. I've never thought he was funny. Some of his skits are good, sure, but I just don't think that he's funny as many people think he's funny. And like, he was so cringe to me. Like that guy just has everything always has to be about him. Everything always has to circle back to him. And like, I just don't think he's funny. So it's just like, it's so hard for me to enjoy like that. All of the clips with him in it, I was like, I really don't like this. Like, this is so stupid.
It might be my producer brain, but like, there's so much fun that you could have at the ESPYs that I feel like they just don't have. Like we're talking about like the Thunder being dogs. They come off a championship. 9 of them are there wearing goofy ass outfits. Get them on stage singing "Who Let the Dogs Out." Who, you know what I mean? It's like celebrate these athletes. Do not bring Drewski on the stage to yell about the Super Bowl trophy like you posted, SPJ. Like, miss me with all that nonsense because there's entertaining. Like, dude, bring up Ant. Just let Ant talk for 30 seconds about the state of sports. Do something like interesting like that.
Getting Ant to the ESPYs would be a feat, but like, let alone getting him on stage.
Bro, he knows that if he went to the ESPYs, he would for sure be a part of that Shane Gillis for opening monologue. 100% he would be in there. No, I just it's the whole like I just don't find that type of we've talked about this with the streamers and stuff too, like the Kai Cenats and the I Show Speed, like all that type of stuff too. Like I just don't find that content entertaining. And I know that a lot of people do, especially the younger generation, like that's where it's moving. And like I understand that these big corporations are trying to kind of lead into that as well and kind of tie the knots between the two. But like, can we just acknowledge that these guys aren't funny? Like they're really not funny. And like, I don't think they're funny. Like Kai Cenat was on fucking, oh, come on, Gerald. Kai Cenat was on Hot Ones. Did you guys watch part of that?
I did.
Did you see some of those clips?
He's like, let us watch the games with the fans. Like we do that. You know what I mean? Like people, like that platform exists. I agree. And it's not about getting off my grass. It's not something that I find entertaining. That kind, you know what I mean? And like you said, why
has a place.
They want views. They want like eyes on the show. That's what it is. They want it to be clipped. And right now these streamers are hot, and that's why everybody is in front of a like streaming screen as often as possible. It's kind of it's a weird time right now, and it's weird to say this as streamers on Twitch ourselves, but I just mean the on stream doing nothing stuff.
That's what I'm saying though, is that like it like this is just now I'm gonna sound like the boomer. This is the dudes that are the executive producers are not being creative. So they're looking down the line of like, who's popular right now and basketball adjacent. But it's like, yo, come up with your own shit. If you think Drewski is funny, you can't tell me that you can't. This is going to sound body shaming, but you give Kenny Lofton a fucking mic. Let Kenny Lofton walk around. Like, you know what I mean? You have sports personalities to just look outside of sports to try to latch on to whoever can trend and hit the algorithm is just very lazy to me. So I really do feel like, and some people might disagree with me, but like, I feel like Gillis is out of the algorithm now. He had his moment after being canceled and he kind of moved out now, but he's very well sports adjacent. He's a big Notre Dame fan. He loves basketball. He's a very educated person when it comes to sports. So putting him out there, making edgy jokes, it's good for sports because he's making jokes that are like deep cuts for just sports fans. So when you bring Juski up there, is he actually adding anything for sports fans?
He's not. We saw it at the Fanatics event last year or this year where they're like having him draft a fantasy football team. He didn't know what he was doing, but he's sitting on the stage with Tom Brady talking like fantasy football teams and stuff like that. And like you said, so there's guys in the industry, like we see it, like look at Pat McAfee, who does a great job of doing both. Even the guys that he has on his show, they're not all former athletes. A lot of them are just big fans, like the one dude that's in a Boston jersey, like some different team every single day. You have Colts fans, you have like those kinds of guys that are just representative of the sport, but also funny guys.
SPJ reposted a good video about this, and I'd love if DC talks about this a little bit, wink. But just like Brendan Schwab, like absolutely zero good takes from that guy, but he talks about how like USC fandom is currently ordered out. You have the Nelks at top, and like even SPJ, someone who's like diving into the sport and becoming like a serious fan, like it probably rubs you the wrong way that those guys are at the forefront, right?
Yeah, I don't. You told me that guy does terrible other takes, but all I know was that one take, which was I thought a very good take about the UFC. But it goes across, and I mean, Gerald said it in the chat. We haven't actually talked about this on our channel at all, so I guess this is a good chance to do that. But I mean, Barstool now has been signed by FS1, so they're going to be the direct competition with ESPN's College Game Day, a big noon of Dave Portnoy going on that show. And this is a response of these big media corporations recognizing the fact that how are we going to target this young audience? Like, how are we going to get these young, impressionable, college age, late high school, college age kids to invest in our network? Because network TV is dying. So, like, how are we going to get these guys invested in that process? Well, let's get the biggest, loudest, whitest dudes that we can get on screen and have them yell at each other a lot and see what happens, right? And, like, that is what is happening, and that is where the direction that we're going. And so it's just, to me, it just feeds into this like part of content right now. And V kind of talked about it a little bit too, that it's just, it doesn't land for me. And again, everybody's different. So this is just a pendulum, in my opinion, of where we're at right now and what they think people consume, right? But there's other people. You can't just totally focus all of your content on eyeballs. You have to stand on business somewhere. And like when it all comes down to the dollars and cents, like you don't really have a choice. Like you have to make the decision based on who's cutting the checks. But when it comes down to actually making things that you believe in, you really think that those motherfuckers want to work with these guys? Probably not. But they have to, because they recognize what they bring to the table. We know this working in the movie industry, Sook, that like there are some actors that suck. They are terrible human beings, but they get hired because they're considered A-list and they bring in a lot of eyeballs. When I was doing acting work back before I started doing this type of content, like when it got to the last like 8 months of my career, which this was in like late 2019 into 2020, right before the pandemic, the last like 5 or 6 auditions I went on, part of the process was I had to give my social media handles for all of the different
Polaroids have the numbers, bro. It's insane.
Yeah, for the big follow, like if you're applying for a job, especially if you're not a huge star, if you're applying for a job, there will be certain situations where you would get a job based upon your social media following versus your actual talent. And that was 6 years ago. So, I mean, it's been moving that direction. We're already here now, and it's only going to continue. And as we've talked about previously in other situations, you guys listening to this and watching this, you guys pay for stuff with your viewership. You pay for stuff with your eyeballs. You pay for stuff with your retweets. You pay for stuff with your likes. Like, you don't understand how valuable that is as a consumer until you really recognize that these big corporations, you might think, oh, like, it doesn't matter if I share this video or like it or watch it or whatever. Like, it does. It so does. And if you don't like something, if you don't like content, like, don't share it and comment on how much you don't like it, because they won. So just pass by it and miss it. Well, I do it. We all do it sometimes, because again, rage bait exists for a reason. But like, the only way that the pendulum is going to swing back to the point where valuable content actually has a place is that you don't acknowledge the bullshit anymore, and you just roll with what's the stuff that you actually like. And I mean, we're getting to the point now where it's really hard to differentiate between the two, and especially in the sports world, kind of circling it back to, you know, the sports aspect of this. But it's tough to kind of navigate that. And again, that's why the ESPYs for me were so cringe, in my opinion, because I felt like they were leaning into that a little too much, especially with the Drewski thing. Shane Gillis was fine, like you said, but the Drewski thing was like, okay, this guy was just at the MLB All-Star game. This guy's been in clips after clips after clips. How many more times are we going to baby oil this guy? Like, come on now, just it's over. It's done. It's past. He's funny. Let him do his clips online, but like we don't need him in every single situation to make it relevant. It's not that important.
I think that the weird thing is too is like not to like Kanika, she's very much like a hoops junkie. She loves basketball, but she's not chronically online. She's never online. She doesn't know who anybody is. She doesn't know who Drewski is, Nelk Boys, any of these people. When she consumes UFC and NBA, she literally turns to me and goes, "Who the fuck is this?" So like if you're alienating your like everyday watchers that all like are not trying to be socially viral, like you're hurting the brand of your sport. So I really like that take of yours, SPJ, of like, why are we dragging these guys in here? Like, what are they bringing?
Well, again, it's sports adjacent, like you said, so sports adjacent, and then it works. And there's a lot of them because sports is one of the most popular things in the world. There's fans of every single team. You saw Shane Gillis up there. Go Birds, fuck the Cowboys. Like it comes out and it's natural. It doesn't feel forced. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of energy that you want to watch from these guys. Not a guy like Drewski who really doesn't have a take on any team, probably couldn't name you like a solid top 10 players from the leagues that he's been at, like the MLB for sure. What are you like? Come on. You telling Drewski watches baseball? Right? Yeah.
And I mean, was it funny? I just also like walking up and forgetting the fucking envelope. Like, I mean, come on, man. Was that even a bit? Was it, if it was a bit, fine. But like, if that wasn't a bit, like, come on, you had one job, bro. Like, just get up there and say your shit. But well, we got on a little bit of a tangent there, but you know, media is important. We're in the dog days of summer. We make media for you guys. Chat, let us know what you guys think. Did you like the ESPYs? Do you like the current state of media nowadays? I feel like a lot of you guys, especially if you watch us consistently, you don't like a lot of the other like mainstream types of things. But what do you guys think? Like, what is your overall takeaway from content? Gerald's going to be like, you guys suck. / I love you. Don't go away. Also, what's up, guys? How's it going?
I just need award shows to be better. I get that what SPJ is saying, what B-Dot's saying, it's become a lot of like grab ass, patting yourself on the back. This is more so like we should be shouting out like we saw some, like SPJ's been talking about Talk Your Talk. We saw some great tennis this past year, and we're seeing some greats walk out of the sport. Why are we not highlighting stuff like that? Why are we not talking about like the fact that the Thunder should be the favorite again? Instead, we're throwing Drewski on stage, and it muddies the waters, and it makes everything just trying to get viral instead of just sit down, celebrate sports for a night. That's what the ESPYs were when I was a kid. You had Peyton Manning doing funny ass sketches like back in the day. Like, let's go back there.
Gerald. I will. Yeah, fair enough. I will say also, did you guys see that photo of the Thunder on the red carpet for the ESPYs?
No.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. I know we got some think boys thinking we're fashionistas, but homeboys, come on now. Isaiah Hartenstein was wearing like pants that could have been mops.
Parachute pants, yeah.
Fucking Lou Dort looked like a member of a grunge band. Like SGA looked like he was Sherlock Holmes. Like, what are we doing, boys?
Also, can we stop pretending like Lou Dort is 6'4"? Like, shut that door. Lou Dort is 6'6". Like, let's not pretend he's that fucking short anymore.
Pretty tall. I mean, some of them, again, everyone can wear what they want. I'm not here to judge anybody's fashion, and I've worn. But I mean, like, it was. And again, I don't have like Jalen Williams had a bag, which I know is popular now, which cool, whatever. But I was looking at it going, boys, are we really wanting to wear this? Are we really feeling like that this is the vibes that we're wanting to put out there? Because it didn't look like, man, shit. I don't know, man. It was like, I just like, what's wrong with a good old fashioned fucking nice ass, really slick suit?
I don't know. As a team, like you gotta coordinate a little bit. Like even a group of homies, you guys are going to the same event. You guys are going together. Everybody in the group chat,
like that AT&T commercial. Everybody's wearing the same shit. Isn't it different?
Yeah. So is that just us that does that? What are you wearing today? So then everybody shows up. No one's looking out of place. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Bro, I gotta find this. I gotta find this picture now so I can pull it up. Hang on a second.
Look like WNBA cosplay. Gerald, you're hilarious.
I thought they looked good. Not gonna lie.
Jeans and tees. Yeah, Gerald. That never went out of style for Gerald. Dude's been just,
Where is it?
old classic.
Oh, where's the better one of this? Why is there only
Everything's the Met Gala.
Hang on, there we go.
Who do you think's going to find it first, Sook or SPJ? Because both are looking now.
I think I got it. I think I'm going to win. It's a race. It's a race. I win.
Uh-oh.
You might have found a better one, though.
No, mine are web pictures. You beat me.
There you go.
Look at him go. I would rock what SGA is wearing. I would rock that.
Sure. Yeah. He looks classy. I mean, again, J-Dub has that kind of swag about him anyway with the bag, so that's fine. I don't hate Aaron Wiggins' fit. I've worn something similar to that. But Lou Dort with the parachute pants, Isaiah Hartenstein with the parachute pants.
Lou Dort and Isaiah with the fucking shoulder pads too.
Yeah. Crazy shoulder pads.
I mean, come on now. I don't hate that green. That color's nice, but just like the pant. Could you imagine you walking in? I know a lot of ladies have to wear a bunch of random ass shit too. That is just like, why would you wear this? Because it looks like a walking hazard. Like, can you even move in that fit? You know.
I'm all the way here for wide leg pants, but not parachute pants.
Those pants are so parachuted. You know, there's extra air as he walks. You know that there's a swoosh George Costanza situation happening where it's just too much.
He's Isaiah Wushenstein, man. Come on now. Jesus. Anyway. Okay. Back to the bets. Wow, that was a long tangent. That's okay, though. V now can't talk about baseball again because the dogs are barking. So I guess no one's getting your baseball bets today. So that's how that's going to go.
No cake for you.
Let's talk some superlatives. We're going to talk NBA superlatives with you guys just after we talked about how good these outfits were. Let's get after it. So the odds have dropped for all the major superlatives in the NBA. So let's see what we're going to look at. We all have takes on individual ones. I actually have a couple of bets that I locked in. Some of them I've been waiting for, or things that we've talked about previously. But chat, help us out. What you guys think? Should we start at the bottom and finish with MVP? Should we maybe start with Sixth Man of the Year or MIP or something like that?
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
You can do that.
All right. So here we go. Let's go with Sixth Man of the Year first. I'll read off the kind of betting favorites that we're looking at right here, and then we can kind of go from there. Again, chat, let us know what you guys are thinking if you want to lock in some bets that we're kind of looking at. All right. So Peyton Pritchard's at the top, plus 430. DeAndre Hunter, plus 750. Naz Reid, plus 1,000. Bradley Beal, new member of the Clippers, plus 1,400. Ty Jerome, new member of the Grizzlies, plus 1,600. Grady Dick, plus 1,900. Karis LeVert, plus 2,000. Jordan Clarkson, plus 2,100. Bobby Portis, plus 2,500. Jared McCain, plus 3,000. I'll stop there. There's a bunch of other ones, obviously, but what do you guys think? I feel like putting money on Peyton Pritchard is just a waste of money because I think he might start. So I don't even know if it's worth putting him in this category. Also, Grady Dick's probably going to start too. So both of those guys probably. You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I can jump into it.
Go for it. Do you like Dick in this spot then?
Yeah, I picked Dick. I think Dick in this spot is very comfortable. You can go ahead and pick Dick. I just think that with all of the guard play there, with Shed, with Quickly, with Ingram coming in, I think that the starting lineup will be with Dick as the odd man out. So give me Grady Dick as the Sixth Man of the Year, because anybody that's a Toronto Raptors fan definitely knows that this team is going all in to make the playoffs next year. Grady Dick, 6'7", great hops, absolute hooper. And boys, you know that to win an award, you need a little bit of social media push, like we just talked about with the award ceremonies. Grady Dick, his push to be Sixth Man of the Year is going to be legendary. The NBA Suntel posts will be memorable, but even the Toronto Raptors' own social media push will be very big. So I'm picking Dick. Give me Dick.
So there's going to be a strong Dick push, strong push of the Dick.
A little spot of Dick.
Nice. Okay.
Right off of that, if we want to talk about NBA media hype and one of the biggest markets in all of basketball, let's go right to New York and Jordan Clarkson, a guy that we know is going to be coming
I
off
like
the
that.
bench at plus 2,000. You're telling me that you're going to take Jordan Clarkson, a guy who literally screams New York when you look at him, and take him out of Utah, put him at Madison Square Garden for 50% of his games this season, leading a bench squad that was sorely depleted last year in a Mike Brown offense. I like everything that is said in that sentence. I like everything about it. I think he's in store for a big year. Jalen Brunson might also be a guy who, not the fact that he's not going to be healthy, but you can wind his minutes back a little bit. Maybe you can rest him and not have him kind of be worried at the end of the year about wear and tear and things like that. I think Jordan Clarkson for the Knicks at plus 2,000 is some great value.
DC?
I like that a lot. I'm gonna go with another team that I'm gonna go more off the fact that I feel like this team is gonna be really good this year. So I think, Howard, is that gonna happen? Give me Karis LeVert for the Hawks plus 2,000. He is for sure gonna come off the bench, especially with some of the offseason moves that they made. We all kind of think that this team has an opportunity to really compete in the East this year, and we all like Karis LeVert. So I think his 3-and-D capabilities, obviously his scoring in that second unit is going to be really huge. Maybe he makes a move. I kind of really like Naz Reid too. Kind of more of a chalkier bet, I guess, top 3 in the category. But if you want to give a little more value, I think LeVert at plus 2,000 is a nice sprinkle there as well. So I like everybody's picks, though. I was gonna maybe talk about Clarkson V, so I'm glad you kind of jumped on that one. Don't hate the dick play, just because again, there's gonna be a lot of opportunities.
Love the dick play.
All right, now, let's keep it going. Then let's go to Rookie of the Year. Chat, let us know what you guys think. Let us know who you guys would pick if you agree with us, or if you think that there's going to be something a little bit different worth talking about in that category. Rookie of the Year. Don't know how much time we need to spend on this one. You can actually still get Cooper Flagg at minus 170, which is not terrible value. He could be minus 2,000 by Christmas, to be very honest with you. So Flagg at minus 700, or excuse me, minus 170. Trey Johnson after that, plus 950. VJ Edgecombe for plus 1,000. Dylan Harper for plus 1,000. Ace Bailey plus 1,000. Jeremiah Fears plus 3,500. Con Knipple plus 3,500. Derek Queen plus 4,500, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Boys, is it just Flagg? Just take the juice with Flagg, or do you like anything else for worth a sprinkle?
The numbers don't jump out at you at Summer League when you just look at them, but then when you compare them to all the recent first overall picks, he's very comparable, if not better. So give me Cooper. Generational talent, short and sweet. Cooper. Plant that flag.
If we're looking for some value outside of Cooper, I think that Dylan Harper for the Spurs team presents a little bit of value there, just because we know that this is a team that is geared towards youth. The management and everybody has talked about not being worried about a guard-heavy rotation or positions, that this is a team of positionless players, that everyone can go get a bucket, but everyone can also facilitate and lead an offense. So I think that's going to play to his favor, and the fact that this Spurs team could be better than some people are expecting this upcoming year. It's a guard-heavy rotation, but I think Dylan Harper slides right into the scheme pretty quickly with the Spurs team.
Interesting.
I like it. Don't hate the flag play whatsoever. Minus 170 is actually decent value for the guy that we all feel probably should be the Rookie of the Year. So this could be, again, minus 1,000 by the end of this calendar year. But I'll give you 2 real quick ones. Don't go bet these, chat, or put a buck on it or something. I don't know. But I think that Con Knipple at plus 3,500 makes a lot of sense. If you think that he's going to play for the Hornets a lot this season, if you think the Hornets are maybe going to be not very good and he's going to play a lot, maybe he has something to say and he has a really good rookie season. So I like Con, but this is the one that I really like for the value. And this is just truly a sprinkle. Give me Hanson Yang, baby, plus 15,000. Hanson Yang plus 15,000 just to have some effects in Portland. Maybe he ends up playing more than we think. He's looked really good in Summer League. I don't know, man. The legend of Hanson Yang grows. Again, it's plus 15,000. Don't go bet it. But
Dame came back to Portland to play with him, so I don't know.
All right now. Yeah, I mean, but I think we can all agree that the value's still there on Flag, to be honest. Like, I really don't hate the juice there.
This is just barring a Victor Wembanyama type of injury last year, in the sense where he can't play the 65 games. But
Sure.
Cooper is going to play high minutes. He's going to see a good amount of volume, and no Kyrie for probably the first little bit of the season too. I just think that he's in prime position to really jump out of the doors running.
100%. Speaking of Victor, let's jump to the DPOY next, since you talked about it. He is the betting favorite as of right now to win the Defensive Player of the Year. -160, though, so not super juiced. Still a little bit of value there. Second, Chet Holmgren, +650. Evan Mobley, +950. Eamon Thompson, +2,500. Dyson Daniels, the winner last year, +2,500. Anthony Davis, +3,000. Zubac, +4,000. Jalen Suggs, +5,000. I'll stop there. There's a lot more, obviously, on the list. I mean, getting Wemby at -160 also feels like a steal, in my opinion. I don't hate that bet. It's a little juicy, but like if he has a full season and he's recovered from this thrombosis thing, he was like a lock to win it last year before he got hurt. So don't hate that again, right?
Yeah, he said he's fully healthy. He's ready to go. And the NBA is absolutely begging to give this guy accolades up the ass. So I'm going Wemby. I'm not betting it. It's just like the Cooper. I think Cooper and Wemby have both of these awards pretty much tied up. Wemby, we saw that they desperately wanted to give him the award before his health problems. Now he's saying he's 100% healthy. And apparently he's a monk now. So
and a soccer star. And he's fucking great at soccer, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
I think you meant DPOY, right?
I did.
I did. MVP. Yeah.
But maybe you meant MVP.
I saw your eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little foreshadowing. I think we can all agree that -160 for Wemby at this point is nice value. If you want to go ahead and bag that now, because he should probably, if he plays full minutes and enough games to win, he's going to win this award again.
It's his to lose.
Sure. I like Eamon, though, for the value. We're all really high on this Rockets team, +2,500 for Thompson. I'm going to talk about him in a later section. But I don't know. I don't have a strong read on this one, to be honest. I kind of just like Wemby, so I'm kind of with you, Suk. So, V, do you have anybody for some value?
Yeah, I think not the guy I would take right now, AD, right? This is a team that he is now going to be the anchor of. I've bet this in the past, and the Lakers defense just really didn't live up to the hype, but this is a different team alongside guys like Gafford and still have PJ Washington. They've got some depth and some guys that can come off the bench right behind him. When were AD's best years? The years that he got to play power forward, the years that he had a guy like Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee backing him up. And that's the kind of situation that he's presented with here in Dallas, and I like that situation. But the guy I'm looking at is Dyson Daniels. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago with our show about the pickups and what team's offseason looks the best. I think this ATL offseason, not only with the additions that they added, should generate more wins this year, which always helps in the kind of DPOY conversations. But I think they should have a better team defense, not a team that is going to lack as much as they did on the perimeter, because those are the kind of things that are really going to make it difficult for a guard, especially, to win this award. But with all the hype he generated last year, the last time we saw this much hype generated for a guard and not win the award was a guy like Marcus Smart. What did he do a couple years later? He won that very award. I think this is a situation with Dyson Daniels. He's gearing up. He's got the pieces next to him where he can finally probably play the level of defense that he wants to without having to make up for other guys. And I'm excited to see what he brings to the table this year in year now 2 with the Hawks.
I like it. Just put Wemby for me, Suk. I don't really have anybody else worth mentioning necessarily. So I'm down to ride with you on that one. I think that both of these last two categories are super interesting. There's a lot of value in both of these categories. Let's go to MIP first, most improved player. And this is kind of our bread and butter category on what we've all really liked, because it's players that we've either been following the last couple of seasons that are finally in an opportunity to take that next step and become a either really bona fide starter or a bit, dare we say, quote unquote, budding superstar. And there's a lot of them this year, especially given the situations. I'll read the top of the list, and then we'll jump into who we like in these categories. So Denny's is open late. So Denny Advia is the first in this category at +850. Then Nembhard, Andrew Nembhard, and Nemby +900. Another Pacer directly following him at Benedict Mathurin +1,500. Jonathan Kuminga +1,500. Eamon Thompson, who we just talked about on the Rockets, +2,000. Scoot and Shaden Sharp on the Blazers at plus 2,000 each. Brandon Miller coming back from injury plus 2,000. Jaden Ivey plus 2,000. Sir Thompson plus 2,500. Jalen Johnson plus 2,500 from the Hawks. And then Jalen Wells from the Grizzlies plus 2,500. I read all the way down the list because I'm not going to lie to you boys. I could literally make an argument, and I feel like we could all probably make arguments for each one of those dudes possibly being MIP. Straight up. I was looking at that list going, wow, I could see any of these dudes maybe competing to win this award. So I actually have a bet that I want to start off with, and then we'll talk about some other ones that are for value. I hate that he's the betting favorite, but I'm going to be really mad at myself if I don't have beans on Denny Advio to win this award at plus 850, and he has another season like we saw last year, and he wins this award. So call it chalky on the fact that I loved betting him last year, and we saw how good he was for this team last year. I think he's going to take another step in the right direction with this team this year. I know Sook kind of thinks that Shaden Sharp is going to be a little bit more of the beneficiary, but I feel like both of them can be great. And I think that he could have that type of season once again. So I'm going to be mad if I didn't bet it. I wish it wasn't the favorite, but 850 is great value still. So I like Denny here, but I think some of these guys down further are really great value. I'll talk about some more in a second, but who do you guys like on this list that we just talked about?
Gerald had some nice things to say about me. I had some guys that maybe you wouldn't expect, but now let me talk about somebody that's going to put me right back in my unhinged self, because it's Derek White at 40-1 plus 4,000 for a guy who is now going to be the second lead guard on a Celtics team that is really just kind of doing, but with no expectations. They have no expectations for next year. He's going to be the second scoring option. We saw the increase in the numbers that he's been putting up. His first year when he got traded to the Celtics, he was a 30% three-point shooter. The very next year, 38%. Last year, he took almost 10 threes per game, hit 38% of them, and he was one of the three guys that hit 200 threes on this team. Now you increase that volume because of the lack of Jason Tatum. Kristaps Porzingis is now gone. This is a guy who's probably going to shoot a lot in this offense, be the lead point guard for this offense, and just have a chance here at 40-1. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to have some fun with it. I gave my guys that you wouldn't expect. Let me have my one in Derek White.
I'm proud of you. Good job. Sook, this is your category in a nutshell. Who do you like in this category?
Yeah, I'll keep it short. Not a large sell job here, but Shaden Sharp, he is this team's superstar. Chauncey Billups has been well endowed talking about this with all of the Colorado media, that his hope for this team and the biggest thing for this Portland Trail Blazers team coming into next season is that Shaden Sharp does not take a step back. We saw him average 28.8 points a game in April. So 3 of his last 5 games of the season, he was well over 30 points, showing very much why he was taken into Kentucky and university, where he never played. High school, he never played. This is a guy whose developmental path has very much been hindered and has a lot of potholes along the way. But now coming into his last year of his rookie scale contract, and he's obviously eligible for an extension, which Portland has not done. So he's going to come into this season trying to prove why he is the premier prospect on this roster. And I think that the front office and ownership definitely do know that that's who it is. But if you're not going Sharp here, I think you go Nembhard or Mathurin. I do think that this is a Canadians award to lose coming into next year. If you like Nembhard, we already saw Nembhard almost win a playoff series without Halliburton, not this year, but last year. Vsauce can talk to that, but Nemby is absolutely great. And I've been talking about this since Mathurin's rookie year. He is top 15 in points per minute since entering the NBA. This is a guy that is a walking bucket. So Sharp, Nembhard, or Mathurin, I don't think you could go wrong with either. But I'm going with Mr. Shaden Sharp, who has had limited reps in high school, in college, and in the NBA, but has been spectacular in those limited minutes. And I'm very much expecting him to be poised to be that team's leader. If not him, Scoot. So I think Scoot at plus 1,400 is a definite bet. I think all 3 of us here can decide that your MIP bet should either be a Canadian or a pesky Portland Trailblazer. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'll throw. Sure. I like the Mathurin one a lot. That was the other one I was going to throw in the kind of the top 3 category, that based on the Halliburton injury, like if Carlisle doesn't play him next year a substantial amount of minutes, then something is for sure wrong with this dude. because he should play a lot next year. But
Mhm.
they're going to have to find out with him, and he could take advantage of that. One to just throw in here, just from people we didn't. And again, can you guys agree this top 10 worth a sprinkle on everyone? All of them are worth a sprinkle, in my opinion. The top 10 in this category all have value. Maybe Brandon Miller, not because the Hornets might suck, and I think the team has to be decent for you to be an MIP. But I don't know. Maybe the Hornets are going to surprise some people. But I mean, Jalen Johnson at plus 2,500, boys, like 25 to 1 for this guy. Like, he was awesome last year, barring injury. If he has a healthy season, and like we've talked about with how much we love this Hawks team, if this team is good and he is flirting with triple doubles again and playing like if he improves what we saw last year, I think there's great value on him at 25 to 1 to win this award. So again, top 15 in this category, to me, you can make arguments for all of these guys to win. Whereas some of the other ones, it's kind of like after you get past the top 5 or 6, it's like, yeah, they're probably not winning. But this one, I mean, shit, Josh Giddey's plus 25 to 1 too. And I mean, Josh Giddey's still 23 years old. Like,
and
we saw how good
playing,
we saw,
like
we saw how good he was.
Yeah, they don't want to pay him. They have him evaluated at 20. His agent has 30. He's got a year to play out on this contract. And I think that this could be a situation where, like, we saw the step he took last year in a like bigger role. Now, no more Lonzo. You have this team that's just you and Kobe White, and the Bulls front office and head coach that definitely want to compete. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I really like it. So again, value all across the board in the MIP category. Definitely worth sprinkles across there if you guys like something else. So go have some fun with that one. All right, man, boys, let's finish off this fun that we're having with the MVP. I have a bet in this one, and I have a sprinkle down below as well, which I think you guys are going to be interested to find out. But I'll let you guys go first since I went first last time. Who is your pick for the MVP this year, and maybe some other ones that are higher value that you think are worth a look?
This one isn't going to be the highest value, but I think Giannis has a shot. Plus 700 to plus 1,000, depending on the book that you're looking at. I think he's a guy that he averages 30 points, almost, 14 rebounds last year. We saw the amount of triple doubles that he kind of put up, and he's developing into that kind of player where he could put up a triple double like 3 out of 7 nights in a week. And that's the kind of guy I think he's going to continue to be. And then somebody pointed this out. It was the Milwaukee Bucks roster, right? Everybody with their picture on it. And it's like, put a thumb over this Giannis's face and look at the rest of this roster. It's abysmal. If they are going to be a top 5 seed in the Eastern Conference next year, they have to do it on the back of Giannis Antetokounmpo. The biggest move that they made this offseason was Miles Turner or bringing back a guy like Bobby Portis. Kyle Kuzma is still on this roster, and we know that Kyle Kuzma is not necessarily an asset at this stage in his career. And I think that Giannis is going to have to do things where he might lead the league in scoring depending on how many games he's playing. So give me Giannis at whatever value you can get.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. I think he's going to make a statement this year, as long as he stays healthy. Suck?
I'll keep it short. No solid job. It's Shea again. This team. I don't know why anyone is already setting it to the regress. I don't know why anyone's already being like, oh, this team can compete. This team can compete. They want 68 games, and every single player on that roster is coming back. Every single player on that roster knows the pecking order. Every single player on that roster knows that SGA wants to be an all-timer. So give me Shea back-to-back MVPs. I'm sorry, guys, but it might suck a little bit. I don't know if they're going to win the championship again, but I think this team steamrolls to another 60-win season, beats the shit out of everybody. Nikola Topic is him. Jalen Williams gets triple doubles when he plays 30 minutes, and he's under contract once again. And whoever they pick up, and also you have Kenrich Williams with a team option. So you have about 7 to 15 million that you can flip for another rotational guy. And Isaiah Hartenstein's contract is very malleable as well. So with all of that flexibility, I think that this team is going to come out, be great again. And if they're great again, I think Shea might end up as back-to-back MVP to everybody's, I guess, sadness.
I see the vision, and I do think that he's going to play at that level. I don't see the regression that people are kind of talking about. I know it's hard to go back to back, but that's not the conversation we're having. I will just say though, I feel like this might be a little bit of a situation where Shea's going to have to, like, Shea's individual success might suffer a little bit because of the team success. You get J-Dub another year as an all-star. You get 3 max level players on this roster now, including Shea, J-Dub, and Chet. A guy like Isaiah Hartenstein too, who's also on a very fat contract. Now the narrative around this team is changing. It's not so much as Shea is leading this charge as much as it is this team just has absolute fucking dogs, 2 potentially other 20-point scorers in Chet and J-Dub, depending on next season goes. If Jokic is sitting there with no all-stars, that's the only argument I could see against Shea. That's the only thing I could say. But he's going to have another year just like he did this year.
Can I ask you a couple of questions about this? Why you've chosen Shea? Just
Sure.
So just play with me. What was your argument on the reason why Nikola Jokic couldn't win the MVP this year, midseason?
It wasn't his best season ever. It wasn't.
It was his statistical best season he's ever had in his NBA career. We talked about this, but your argument
we did
was
talk
that there
about
was
it. It wasn't his best. It was his second best. But even though it was his second best, his season was still better than Shea's when you do the advanced metrics.
Right. But you said that we talked about voter fatigue, right, as the reason why Jokic couldn't win. You don't think there's going to be voter fatigue on wanting a guy to go back to back, and how much
because
people like SGA as a star?
People reluctantly voted for him this year. They went, "Oh, we have to vote for him. They're the best team." Blah blah blah. I don't think that creates voter fatigue. I think what creates voter fatigue is when you have a guy like Jokic who's putting up great numbers in a small market, and then you have a guy like Embiid in a large market putting up similar numbers, even though his impact isn't the same. Voters kind of gravitate towards there. I just think no matter what, Shea is going to give us 30 plus, elite defense, two-way player, and I just think that now the voters are going to kind of trying to swing. And even if it is voter fatigue, I think Shea gets all the votes. Why doesn't he? He has a Michael Jordan level effect on both sides of the floor. And, like, I was very unapologetic defending Angel Reese when her impact wasn't the way where it needed to be. But I said, it's going to get there. She's doing all the right things. She's expanding her game. With SGA, I just think that even though he's a champion and MVP and everything that he's done, I just don't think the league and everyone that's watching the league has really adjusted their expectations to how good he is and giving him his flowers. I think that SGA is going to absolutely bumfuck this league again next year, and we're going to be in the exact same spot. But once again, I thought the Celtics would go back to back, so shows what I know.
Well, no, I just wanted to get a temperature check on why I wasn't expecting you to say Shea, to be honest. I think that the league is desperate for parity right now, and I would be surprised if he goes back to back, even if he has a better season than what we saw this year, because of what we just kind of talked about. Also, you said he's a good two-way player. His defense is meh.
Okay, now we're gonna fight. Now, he's top 10 both ways. Let's not do this. Shea is.
We don't have the time
10.
to do this today. If you guys want to have this argument, there's times for that. We can make a YouTube video.
Man on the other end.
Shea, SPJ, what about you? Who you got for MVP?
He's not great. I think I will say that I do think that Jokic at plus 200 is totally a great bet. None of us really talked about that, but I'm not going to say that now, but I don't feel like that's a bad bet based on what we're probably going to see from the Nuggets this year. If he plays like we saw last year. I already have this wagered. So I'll start off here. I've been saying this since the beginning of the offseason. I really feel like that Luka is going to win MVP this year. I thought he got close a couple of years ago, just kind of fell to the fact that Jokic had another great season, got hurt last year, obviously. I think we're going to see Luka revenge tour this season. So I already have it booked at plus 700. I just think that he's going to go bananas this year in California. So that's the one that is kind of the more chalky, I'd say. If you want to take something along those lines, this could look like a great bet by Christmas. This could look like an absolute shit wager by Christmas. We'll find out. But I think that Luka is going to come out this season, make a statement, be in maybe the best shape of his career, which everybody always says that going into the season for Luka over the last few years. But We said it a couple of years ago. I said it to you guys in October going into the 2024 or 2023, 2024 season after that FIBA competition that he was going to come out for blood that year. And he had a fantastic season for the Mavericks and almost won the MVP that year. And I think that this might be his season to do just that. So I like Luka. I do have money on it already. But just one that's a little bit lower down the board, guys, on some value. I don't know, man. Paolo at plus 5,000 is kind of staring at me funny. I know he's young. I know that it's still probably a couple years away from him truly competing for this award. But if the Magic are one of the best or the best team in the East this year, and if Paolo continues his rise, because I think we all agree that he is a superstar in the NBA already, and this is going to be the best roster that he's ever played with so far in his career, if he doesn't get hurt. He was in the MVP conversations last season before he got hurt in the beginning of the season.
I thought Vsauce was going to say him for MIP, to be really honest.
Sure. I think it's worth a dust. Plus 5,000. Do I think he wins? Probably not. I think it's probably going to be one of these guys. Honestly, probably one of these guys we just talked about. But for a sprinkle, I don't hate it.
The reason I said not for MIP is just because I feel like for MIP, you have to go beyond and way above the bar that you've already kind of set. Paolo's already on that trajectory. We saw a guy like John Morant win that award when it really kind of felt weird. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt strange. So I feel like in that same kind of ilk, it's going to be tough for a guy like Paolo, who has been fantastic, who last season showed absolute flashes of this Magic team being a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference before he got hurt, unfortunately. So I think people are coming into next season with those same level of expectations. So he's going to, even if he does have the kind of 25, 8, and 5 year that we should expect from him, I think that's what – I don't think that's enough to win this MIP award, especially with some of the guys that we've talked about that could have the significant jumps in the new rosters and in the new landscape of their team, which I think a guy like Denny, Sharp, even a guy like Derek White, a lot of these rosters have changed quite a bit in this offseason, and it's going to there's going to be a ripple effect. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how it goes down. Even a guy, we didn't look at anybody. Filipowski's too young to win the MIP, but the things he's doing in Summer League right now and the way he ended last year, right, as his rookie campaign, feels like he's going to have a similar type of impact in Utah this year.
He's going to be fun to bet on.
Yeah.
Let me just read off. I didn't do this starting off because I got excited for us talking about it, but let me read off the next list of names after, because Jokic is first at plus 200, SGA at plus 280, which Suk talked about, Luka, myself, plus 700, Giannis at plus 1,000. You mentioned that. So after that, Ant plus 1,500, Wemby plus 1,500, Brunson plus 3,500, Cade plus 3,500, Donovan Mitchell plus 4,500, Kevin Durant plus 4,500, Paolo plus 5,000, Steph plus 7,000, and then it gets into Embiid and Jaylen Brown and Anthony Davis and down the list. But I don't hate a couple of those guys in there. Of those names I just read off, do any of those kind of tickle your fancy before we kind of cap this conversation?
Outside the top 4, not really, man. I just really don't see it. I feel like it's the top 4 that are going to walk away with this award next year.
Yeah, they're kind of sharing it.
Yeah, Jokic, Shea, Luka, Giannis.
For the value, I could see what that's why I kind of was looking at Paolo. If we think, guys, if the Rockets, let's have a fantasy conversation real fast to cap this off. If the Rockets are the best team in the West next year, as in the Rockets are the better team than the Thunder, which we all like this team going into the season. We think they're going to be really good in the West, but maybe they have they're better than the Thunder again. KD at plus 4,500 feels nice, because if they do that, it's probably going to be off the back of Kevin Durant averaging 37 and 5 or something like that. Best team in the Western Conference, really good renaissance. A lot of eyeballs on that team already. I could see that being an argument.
I really feel like right now, with the way that it's kind of the award is shaken out the last few years, you have to be in talks to be one of the best players in the world to win this award. You know what I mean? It would take an insane one season off. A lot of these guys, like your Jalen Brunson at plus 3,000 or your Paolos, these guys are not going to be in best player alive conversations this year. Whereas the other guys that we talked about are guys. And I think that's also a reason why Jason Tatum's never really in this conversation, despite my, need to bring him into these conversations. He's just not, right? But guys like Jokic, Shea, Giannis, and Doncic have shown that maybe they are in that conversation. Maybe Luka has a little bit more to prove amongst those top four. But I think that's why it's hard for me to see anybody outside this winning this award.
Isn't it crazy the top 4 too are all European players or / Canadian, non-American players? Yeah, which is pretty nuts. So, all right, chat. Drop what you guys. Patch just dropped his MVP, Ant, DPOY, Wemby, MIP, Kristaps. Ooh, Kristaps is a good one. Rookie of the Year flag, and then Levert, 6th man. So he's with me on the Levert angle, and DPOY from Wemby for our Sook as well. Drop what you guys think in the chat. It's the fun. I mean, it's fun. Have some sprinkles if you'd like to. We'll probably go next week and talk about some win totals that we're looking at going into, as a lot of the win totals for a lot of teams have dropped. There's some very interesting ones. We'll kind of jump into some of those conversations, or maybe we'll do that on Sunday based on what we're kind of looking at on Sunday. We could do that too. But it's been fun talking some NBA with you guys. It's funny to we get to talking excited about these players, and then it's like, oh no, I can't go bet their point prop now. Yeah. But big vibes all around. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out right here on the All Sauce team. We appreciate you guys for tuning in on the Betting News Network. We'll be live with you guys again tomorrow for Betspresso in the morning time with Shaggy, myself, and Trizzy Betts. Trizzy already has his video out for the entire violence report, though. So if you want to get the full breakdown of everything from UFC 318, go watch the video on YouTube. So he did a really good job editing this one, chat. So go give it a gander. He did God's work on this one. So go give it a watch and get after it. Yep, Gerald, the NFL content. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do some. Should we do some NFL chatter on Sunday as well? Since it's Sunday, we can have some conversations. Maybe we can start talking about some division stuff that we're interested in, or looking at some teams that we like. Getting involved with that there. Gerald, we could do top 10 tight ends. Should we do top 10 tight ends on Sunday?
Is there a top 10 tight ends? Is there 10 tight ends worthy of that list?
Sure. We could. I mean, there's 32 of them in the NFL, so we can fill them out. We can find that out. But yeah, we'll do that on Sunday. Go watch the video of the AFC and the NFC North breakdown on YouTube. We will be diving into one of the other. We'll be doing either the East, West, or South starting next week in the divisional conversations. So so go get involved with that on YouTube. Maybe we'll do the South Sook, because it'll be talking about your team and my team. So that could be interesting. Be non-biased, total opinions and takes in that specific category. But we shall see. Sheesh. Go follow Sook on social media. Go follow B-Sauce. Go follow myself at Sweatpan Jesus. Go follow all of us at Your Betting News. We really appreciate you guys for tapping in and hanging out with us today. Have a fantastic weekend out there. V, real quick, since no dogs are barking, you want to give a fast sell job on your baseball plays?
Kyle, we're going 2 plays. Real easy. Brandon Lowe over 1.5 total bases. Back at home. Winds blowing out at Steinbrenner Field down in Florida. And then Ohtani over 1.5 total bases. Nice and easy. This Dodgers team got shellacked when they went to Milwaukee. I think they got outscored over 3 games, 15-4. So you got to think they're a little bit pissed off, rested after the All-Star break. Give me Ohtani's over 1.5 total bases. And as always, I did sprinkle the home runs.
Of course.
Sprinkled the yaks.
There you go. Some baseball cake, despite Sook not letting me earlier. Yeah. Not just kidding.
Well, the dogs didn't let you. The dogs, every single time you were trying to talk baseball, they went bananas.
I think somebody's working on the house next to us, so these guys just go ballistic at the door.
That's how it goes. All right, guys. You guys came for the winners. You stayed for the vibes. Have a fantastic Friday night. Get out there and have some fun. We will see you guys in the morning to talk all about the Saturday action, and we will catch you on the next one. Take it easy, chat. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Riding in the deep. Down in the deep. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about